Okay. So now, what all things we have seen in manual testing? So generally, you will be given an application, and that application you need to test it manually. So what do you do? Let's say you are on home page. So what all activities you will do? You will click on all the headers link, okay, and you will check whether you are taken to the right page. That is one activity you do and check manually. Similarly, you can click on all the footer links and you can check whether it is taking you to the right page. These are the basic thing that we do. Similarly, you can put some search here and you can search a respective product and check whether you're seeing the right product or not. Let's say here if you're searching mobile, so you will expect that you should be taken to a mobile page and you should see a list of mobile, so that you will try to see. And similarly, if you're seeing a particular mobile, so if you click on that mobile, so is it taking you to the right link or not? And then later on, so now let me just change the language first. So yesterday I was checking the multilingual, so that is why it was appearing here. Okay. And what you will do, you will try to add the product to cart and you will check whether the product is available in the cart or not. So these activity we generally do. So same thing we can automate. Also, like this is what we need to learn in automation. Now, from where we will begin and how we can do automation. So for that, let me just take you to a basic website and let me just show you how automation happens. So right now, rather than confusing you with the complex thing, let's just understand what exactly the automation. So you have already seen test cases, correct? So what happens in test cases? Few steps will be written and that steps needs to be followed. So similarly, you will be having a steps given to you. So same way the test cases will be given to you, and those test cases you have to automate. So how do you automate the test cases? You will be reading the steps for that particular test case. Let's say these are the steps. It is not testing, but yeah, here you can just consider this is the action you want to perform using automation. So what is written here? Launch a Chrome browser. Now after that, go to a specific URL. You just have to go to Google URL, and then you have to maximize the window, minimize the window, capture the current URL, print the current URL. This is the task you want to perform. Now, if you want to perform this task, how you can do that? So if you want to do this, so here in testing framework or in testing environment, we can use any of the programming language, be it Python, Java, C Sharp, Ruby, all any of the programming language you can use, and you can use web browser controller. So web browser controller or web driver, you can call it as. So what all web drivers are available in the market? So you can consider Cypress, Playwright, and then you have Selenium. Selenium is one of the trending tool that you will see used by all the companies for automation work. So here you can see import Selenium. So I'm importing that Selenium library. Okay. Now, after importing that Selenium library, up to you, whichever language you're comfortable with, you can give command to Selenium and you can execute the program. Okay. So right now I'm using Python programming language to give the command. So right now we'll not go through what is written in the script. We'll just see how the execution looks like. So now here we have the task. I hope you can see the task written here. So what you have to do, so this is the steps you need to follow. Okay, let me just execute and check whether it is working. So I'll just simply run this program and see whether it is working or not. See, now Chrome has launched automatically. Now you have maximized the window, you will minimize and you will close. Now similarly, you will capture and print the URL. So here it is written. See, the current title of the web page is Google because you have launched Google page. The URL of the browser is, so it has fetched the URL. So this is what we need to learn. This is a very basic operation. Now let's just try to understand some other operation. So let's just consider some another scenario. So here it is written steps. Launch Chrome browser. Again, you want to launch Chrome browser. Open demo web shop URL. So here is the URL. Let me just show you which URL we are talking about. So I'll copy the URL. Let me just go to Google and here I'll paste that URL. So this is the website you want to launch. And after that, let's say you want to click on registration page. And here you want to add few details, all the details like gender, first name, last name, email ID, password, confirm password. You want to click on register. This is what, this is how we do the testing of registration page, right? There will be different scenario, but you just need to understand how to automate one scenario. You just have to change the test data later on. So now, if this is the action you want to perform, so here the same action is written. So how the learning will happen, I'll be explaining you to do a particular task, and the similar assignment I'll give you. This is how you will learn. So let's just say we want to execute this. So the same file, what I'll do, I'll just execute this file, and let's just say how it looks like. So again, you're launching a Chrome browser. How this is happening, because we have written the code using Selenium and Python programming language, and see here we are entering the details. You will click on registration. So the email ID already exists, so registration is not happening, but we have performed the task. So these are the tasks. First, we need to understand from task point of view how to perform a specific task one by one. Similarly, there are other complex tasks as well. So that also we can learn. So for example, let's say you want to go to Naukri.com. So here we have a Naukri.com website. Okay. Now let's just consider this action you want to perform. So what is written here? Launch the Chrome browser, launch the Naukri.com. Okay, this in search text field, enter the software testing, click on the search button, click on the first searched result from the options, close all the windows. So this is what you want to perform. For example, you want to go to naukri.com. So let me just go to that website, and here you want to type software testing. So I'm doing it manually just to show what we are going to automate. So manual testing, this is the task you want to enter, this is the search you want to enter, you want to click on search. So here you're seeing the result. Now you don't want to click on the result based on the name. You just want to see the first search result that you see, you want to click it. So it will open in a new tab, so that result you want to see, and then you will close the browser. This is what the action is written. Okay, so how you will perform. So here again the code is written. Let me just execute this and show you how we can do that. So it is dynamic 10. So here I'll just execute this. So now Chrome browser has launched. Now you will type something here in the search field. So it should type software testing. See, now you're clicking on search. Whatever is the first result, you will click on the first result and see that should have open in a browser. So this is what the task we want to learn first. Okay, let's say you have learned how to perform a task using Selenium and Python. This is one part. But later on, whenever we perform a testing, it is expected that we should be doing it in a framework structure. Okay, we should be using a framework so that there should be a result and we should be able to send that result to client. So now here comes into picture PyTest. Now we will be seeing how much it is relevant to actual industry as well. So let me just complete this demonstration. Then I'll walk you through some some jobs opening available in the market based on Python automation, and you will be able to relate all these activities. So now I'll switch. So this is what the first thing we will be learning. Now later on, you will be learning how to automate a complete website in a proper structured manner. So now what I have done earlier, I clicked on a particular file and I have executed it. Okay. But in an actual environment, it is not feasible. You can go and click on each individual file and execute them. So you need a framework wherein you can just simply give one command and the script can understand automatically what all things you want to perform, or you can give the specific uh, insights in the command itself, one single command, and you can just convey the script that these are the file I want to execute. So that is where automation framework comes into picture. Now, as I said, for automation, generally we use PyTest and Selenium. So here you can see Selenium is written. So we are using Selenium library and PyTest library to automate a task. Now, what task we are talking about? So here in the Amazon framework, we have folders, different folders. Okay, configuration, logs, page object model, report folder, wherein we will be saving the report. Similarly, we have test case folder. Inside, we can write down test cases and we can execute them. Okay, so here we have test cases written for page home page footer, test cases written for home page headers, and some search box test cases. So what exactly we are going to do with this automation? So let's say you are on Amazon website, you want to click on specific header link, you want to click on specific footer link, you want to put some searches here, and you want to see whether you're seeing that result or not. So these are multiple test cases you want to execute. So for that, what you can do, you can design a framework, you can write down all the test cases you want to execute in a file. So here I have written all the footer related test cases in a file. Okay, similarly, header related test cases we have written, search box related test cases we have written, later on product card page, product details page. So this is how you will be having a specific file for a specific page, and all the test cases related to that particular page you can write down in a file. And what you need to do, now I cannot just simply click on each test case and execute. It will be very tedious. So what you can do, you can just simply execute all the test cases. How? You can just simply open it in a terminal. Now in the terminal window, I can just simply type PyTest. So this is what the beauty of framework. So you don't have to explicitly mention which all file you have to execute. You can mention PyTest, and what PyTest will do. So PyTest will go and check what all the test cases you have written in test case folder, and which all file starts with the name test, and it will execute all those files. Now, in real time, if I talk about, so whenever we execute any test cases, we need to generate a report as well. So how I can generate a report? So let's say I want to generate LUR report. Now, what is this LUR report? You'll understand later on. In short, you can understand there are reports, several reports we can generate, and two trending reports, those you see in industry are HTML report and LUR report. Okay, so in the report folder, I have created a folder with the name LUR report. So here I can just simply copy the path of the folder, and I can mention the path of the folder. So whenever report gets generated, the report should be stored in this path, and I can mention in which browser I want to execute. So here I can mention browser, and here I can mention the browser name. So right now I want to execute on Chrome browser. If I want to execute on Firefox or Mozilla Firefox or Microsoft Edge, accordingly I can mention Edge or Mozilla. Now how my script is understanding that, because already I have coded in that way, so it understands everything whatever we write. So whatever you want to tell your script, you can automate that or in the script itself, and accordingly you can give the command. Later on, we will see how to do all this thing. But right now, let's just see how the execution looks like. So I'm executing it right now. So now you can see Chrome browser has launched. And now what you have written test cases to click on links. So we are clicking on specific links. So we are starting with footer link. So we are clicking on footer links. All the footer links we will try to click, or some footer links we will try to click. So one footer link you have clicked. Now you will go again and you will go to the footer link again, and you will click some other. See, now career section footer link you have clicked. And what you are validating whether you have been taken to the right page or not, and you are putting some assertion. So yes, if you are on a right page, you can pick one or the element from the right page. Now from where you will be picking the element, already in manual testing we have learned in HTML. I mean, you can inspect the page and you can see the HTML view of the page, and from that HTML view you can pick any of the attribute, and you can give that attribute to your script, and your script will understand what we need to perform. Accordingly, that particular element it will click. So that is what the automation. So now we are clicking on social media link of the footer. Similarly, you can go and click on any other link, whichever you will mention. So this is how the automation looks like. Let's just execute this entire script. So now we have started with clicking on header link. So now if you observe one after the other, all the headers will be clicked. So right now, just see the script. See, now we are clicking on, let's just see here which header link we are clicking. See, electronics. So now I'll try to validate whether I'm on the right page or not. Similarly, I'll launch the browser again, and then I'll click on some other home and kitchen link, whether you're on the right page or not. And this is how you can, this is one simple action you're performing. Similarly, you can do multiple action in a one script as well. So you're clicking on, let's say, mobile, and after that you're adding a mobile to the cart. Then you're going to the cart, you're validating whether that product is there. You can order that product, you can go to the billing page. So all this combined action also you can perform in a one script. So that is what we want to learn in an automation. Okay, so we will be starting with a simple operation. Later on, we will be moving to this complex operation, and we will see how to perform these complex operations. Okay, so right now, as you can see on the search bar, we are typing some element name. I mean, laptop we have searched. So we are checking whether we have been taken to the right page or not. And if it is, so we are adding that product to the cart. So let's say my notebook pro. So in the first search result, I should be seeing my notebook pro. If it is there, I'll try to add it to the cart. So these action I'll try to perform. So right now, whatever script I have written, I'll be able to see the result of that script if I simply go to the folder again, the framework folder. So after execution of the entire script, I get to see how many test cases are passed and failed. So right now we have written only 15 test cases, 4 got failed, 11 got passed. Okay, if I talk about in actual environment, so the test cases will be 100, 200, 500, and the execution time will be 1 hour, 1.5 hour. So this can be the execution length. So now it becomes difficult if so many test cases are there. Just by seeing how many got passed and failed is not going to give you some meaningful information. So that is why we generate the report. So if I want to see the report, I can copy the folder path, absolute path of LUR report. Now I can open CMD command prompt, and here I can serve the report. So LUR, and I'll type serve. Okay. So here you will be able to see the report. So this is what you have executed. Now, right now you can see the timing. So 8:21. So right now we have executed this report. 8:23. Just now we have executed this report. 2 minutes 26 seconds it took for 15 test cases. Generally, the test execution will be taking less time. Right now we have put some sleep time for seeing the execution. Now, if I want to see the test cases, so here you can see the test cases written. So home page test cases, then home page header, home page search. Now here one test case got failed. So let me just go and check. See, it depends how you write down the test cases. So now I have written the test cases in a way, whenever there is a failed test case, capture the screenshot in real time. So here I can see the screenshot is attached if the test case is failed. See here I have put the tag as well, regression. So now you understand these terminology. Why? Because you have completed manual testing or you have seen manual testing. So you can relate the test case. You can keep that test case into regression suite. You can keep that test case into sanity suite. Accordingly you can structure your framework and you can execute. So whenever it will be asked to you to only execute sanity suit, so you can just execute sanity. You can give the command pytest, and you can give the marker name sanity regression, and accordingly only those many test cases will be executed. So that is how we can make use of testing framework to convey our ideas what exactly you want to do. And if I talk about the screenshot, so see here the screenshot is written. A screenshot is attached in real time. So now my test case got fail of about us link. Now I'll check, okay, it is a proper page, and why the problem is. So now I'll go to my script and check whether I have put some wrong assertion or not. So this is how you will come to know whether it is a problem with your script or whether it is a problem with the website. So this is how you can improvise. Similarly, the test cases. So not all the test cases got failed. Few test cases are broken state. So broken means there is a problem with the script. Okay, so I'll go and check whether it is a problem with the script or somewhere I've done the mistake. So this is what the automation is. Initially you will be writing the test cases, you will be executing, you will be figuring out whether it is a problem with the script or why the test case is getting failed, and you will rectify those error. And once the script, entire end-to-end script is executing, that script you will be submitting to the team. How you will be submitting to the team? So now here comes into picture version control. So here we use Git and GitHub to upload our task, daily perform task on GitHub, and accordingly that will be merged with others written scripts, and you will be having a confined view wherein all the test cases, automated test cases will be there. So it is not like only one automation test engineer will be there for a project. There will be multiple. You all have performing different tasks, and later on everyone's code will be merged in a single repository and in a single framework structure, and that will be submitted to the client, and the overall report will be generated and will be seen. Now, similarly, what is the benefit of LUR report? If you go here, you can see everything. So graph structure, how many test cases got passed, how many got failed. So here you see blocker, critical, normal, minor. So we have seen the severity. So according to severity, you whatever you have already categorized severity level, blocker level test cases. So if you have already given that category, accordingly the report will be generated. So now if you know manual testing, the same concept you can utilize here in automation testing. Now, if I talk about more about automation, how you will be learning all this thing and what all things we need to learn. So let me just go to now this PPT. So we are here to learn these things. So if you know manual testing, that means you already know these many topics. Okay. Now, as we have seen the automation script, so what we have seen? We have seen Python and PyTest automation using Selenium. So these three things are important that you need to learn. So first, individually, we need to learn Python because we will be using it with Selenium, but basics of Python we need to understand. So how we will be learning? So here we will be learning PyTest using Jupyter. So now Jupyter is another IDE through which you can run the Python script and Python programs. So already I have all the Python related program that needs to be learned. So all the things from basics of Python, how to use range function, how to manipulate the range function. So here, if you go to range file, so here how to do a basic operation, like how you will be printing a basic thing, Now later on, how to go to advanced concepts. So all those advanced concepts you will see. So break and continue, how to use unpacking, comprehensions, functions, lambda functions, sorting, file handling, different file, how you can upload and how you can handle exceptions. I mean, whenever there is an error, how you can handle. So all these basic topic we will be learning, basic to advanced everything. Now Python is one language. Okay, you can use it for data science, you can use it for designing application, you can use it for designing website, and similarly you can use it for automation. Right now our agenda here to learn Python for automation. So whatever concept we will be needing for automation, those concepts we will be learning. So basic concept we will be learning of Python, basic and advanced both, and then we will be using those concepts in Selenium environment. So how in the Selenium environment? So now once we understand basics of Python, so it is not like all the Python we will learn first. We will be going simultaneously so that you should not forget. So we will be seeing one concept in Python, and similarly that concept we will use in Selenium environment. Let's say for browser action that we have already seen. Now how to do the location and how to put some information in the website, how to automate the website, all those things side by side we will do. So Selenium and Python, both the activities we will be learning together. And once it is, once we are thorough with all the Selenium concept and Python concept, then we will be moving to framework designing. So this framework designing we will learn. And once you learn framework designing, then we will be enhancing that framework. How? By putting the marker. See here we have put the marker regression, so we can give the severity level and all those things. So this is the advancement. Once we will learn the basic structure, then how you can enhance that basic structure. You can mention sanity regression suit. Similarly, you can attach a report, you can attach a real-time screenshot. See, already I have a screenshot folder. So all the test cases, failed test cases screenshot is attached here. So that also you can use in real time. So this is what is actually end-to-end testing. This is the work you want to submit to the client, and then client will surely appreciate. Now, how you can relate that this is what the industry is looking for. Now, let me just give you that understanding as well. So what I'll do, I'll just take you to Naukri.com. So now here I'm on Naukri.com, and here what I'll do, I'll just simply type Python automation test engineer. Let's see what all jobs are there in Python automation test engineer and what companies are looking for and what exactly profile. So now here you see Python automation test engineer, 3 to 6 years of experience, framework design, Python, Python testing, quality assurance. Now, just to make it more meaningful, what I'll do is let me just expand this so you can see it properly. Okay. Now I'll just go to a search result wherein I see some job, I mean, some decent package. So 2 to 7 years, see here it is the package mentioned, 4 to 8 lakh per annum, minimum experience 2 years in desktop application testing. So now there are other jobs you will see with good packages because 2 to 7 years, the package mentioned, I don't see it is fit. But there you see here, such kind of job we should be looking for. So 3 to 8 years of experience, 8 to 18 lakh per annum. And here the details are written: Python, Python framework, automation testing, SQL testing framework. So this is what we are learning. Let's just go to this job and check what companies are looking for. You will be able to relate it. So now here I can see Python with AWS. This is additional knowledge as they're expecting a person with 8 years of experience. So having this 3 to 8. So if you spend 1 year in the industry, automatically you will be learning a lot of other things. Let's just see whatever we have seen during the demonstration, what all things you can relate here. So here you can see PyTest and Playwright. So now here you see proficient coding in Python, hands-on framework creation, improvising test frameworks and automation. This is what I said. You later on need to improvise that. Okay. So these two things we have seen during the demonstration. Experience in creating self-serve tools. Okay. Good experience working with robot framework. So right now we have seen hybrid framework. Similarly, there is a robot framework that you can design and you can work with, and then should be able to work with Git. So as I said, you have to upload the work to Git and GitHub. So that is they have mentioned. Demonstration knowledge on any of CI/CD tool. So GitLab and Jenkins. So here they have mentioned. Now similarly, demonstration knowledge of RDBMS and SQL. That is why I said whenever you go for any manual testing profile, they prefer having a SQL knowledge. It is not necessarily you will be using that all the time, but it is good to have. So that is why we have learned this in manual testing. Similarly, solve complex problems. So this is just good analytical skills they have mentioned. Must have experience in PyTest and Playwright. See, so you have knowledge of PyTest. So if you have this knowledge, you are eligible for this job. At least you can apply. Company will not give you all the package that they have mentioned, but they'll consider the student or the candidate that has applied as a fresher as having this many knowledge. So this is what we are preparing for. Now, If I talk about how the resume should look like, so if I just simply take you to the resume, this is how your automation, so this is what we are learning. If you go to through the syllabus of Python automation, so here everything is mentioned in detail what all things you will be learning. So if I just simply take you to the syllabus, so everything we have mentioned, Python programming language, what all concept we will be learning. Similarly in Selenium, what all things you will be learning, and how we will be designing the framework structure. Everything is written in detail. And to summarize that, this is what we will be learning. So now what you have seen in the job search, you have seen PyTest name, you have seen good understanding of Python. They have mentioned the person should have Selenium knowledge, should be having knowledge of Git, Jenkins basic knowledge should have. So everything we have included in the course. Jenkins is something optional, even though you don't learn Jenkins. Company, because it is something, if you have few years of experience, then only you will be allowed to submit your work by your own on Jenkins. Otherwise, only GitHub knowledge, if you know, it is more than enough. Git and GitHub knowledge. And also you will be learning all this thing in some IDE. So PyTest, so Jupyter and PyCharm, these are the IDE that we use for Python programming. We can use VS Code as well, but as per your comfortability, it is just an IDE where you can just simply write down the code. So anywhere you write doesn't matter. So but PyTest and PyCharm is some good IDEs where you get good suggestion while writing the code itself. So if you're doing mistake, you will get to know there itself. Okay, so this is what end-to-end testing is, and now I hope you got an idea with respect to job search as well, where you are heading to, and if you opt for this course, what exactly you will learn. So now these are the activities we will be learning throughout the course, which you see in this job search. Okay, you can see it is for 3 to 8 years of experience, and still we are able to relate to the things that are mentioned in the job search. Okay, so as you start with the course, and if you complete 1 month of the course, you will understand a lot of things, and how to automate the web page, and how to generate the report, how to take the screenshot in real time, how to do the small task, and then later on assignment based learning we will do, and we will be completing the big task as well. So generally in the company you will be given a problem statement, and that we need to automate. So similar way we will be having learning. I'll be giving you problem statement after teaching you like few control automation controls, and then I'll be giving you tasks based on those automation control, and you need to just execute. So this is how assignment based learning you will have. Now if I talk about the resume, so eventually your resume will look like this. So all the thing, now whatever the job that we have seen, and if you apply with this resume, so it will surely help you to grab such opportunities. Okay, so I hope you got the idea what is Python automation and what you will be learning throughout the course. Now